Living on a boat and being on the move means juggling a lot of things all at once. Always keeping an eye on the weather, making sure we're anchored where we're supposed to be, and that nothing decides to float away while we're sleeping, including the boat itself.
Oh, if we drag, that would suck. Yeah, we're dragging.
Then of course, there's planning on where to go next to make the most of life on board. And then there's also the maintenance. Even on a brand new boat that just came out of the factory, you have a list of things that you should be doing periodically. On our boat, which was never really finished, that list feels infinite. They say sailing is just fixing your boat in exotic places, and that's exactly what we'll be doing today.
What I'm going to start working on is installing the wind instrument. Now, we've managed without. Of course, you can tell when it's windy, when it's half windy, or when it's wind still. Just like when we didn't have a depth sounder in the beginning when we launched the boat, we felt like we didn't need it. But now we have it, we can't live without it. Same with the wind instrument. I think it's just not crucial, but it's just something that will make the sailing experience a lot better. Soon, when we might have reefs in our sails, it'll help us strategically reef before and after winds, whatever like that, or unreef. For now, we've been using this handheld instrument, which works, but means you have to go outside and so on and so on. For now, we are going to connect the NMEA under here, which is where we have all the NMEA connectors. Pull it outside. I can mirror this plotter screen on my phone and we can actually see if it's got a reading. We are getting a good reading here, which is epic. It's working. We don't have to invest more money in more gadgets, but I didn't want to, wasn't planning on doing it. I thought this would be enough, but I think we're going to install this on top of the spreader. It's going to be so much wire pulling on here. Anyway, that's the best thing, and it's going to be a permanent install. So we don't have an NMEA cable that is long enough to reach the top of the mast, so I've put it here for now. We will have that wire, and I'm going to head up the mast and put that thing all the way up there, where it's going to have no turbulence and the best readings. Ooh, windy. If going into spring means it's going to be this windy, we are going to have an amazing time next week. We have a massive rip in the sail. I don't want to practice stitching on a sail and mess it up, so I would rather practice on this unnecessary bimini and then be better later on. Okay, you can see it's quite a big tear. I think we can at least get it looking less bad. Now the stitch I'm going to use, I've looked it up on YouTube. It's going to be a herringbone stitch. Whether it's going to look like the one that I saw on the video or not, that is something we'll have to figure out later.
Every time I get ahead, I end up going 2 steps back. So tonight, I'm just going to let this one ride. You know what I mean?
So, and open it, we should be able to inspect a really nice herring stitch job, at least for a first attempt. So let's do that. Now, I am super happy with this. It looks quite clean. I think I should have pulled the stitches a bit tighter. But I mean, the only times you use this is when it's super hot and not very windy, like today, and super sunny. All the other times it's either going to be up against the mast, pulled nice and tight, or down where we were stitching it. But I'm very, very happy for my first time. Now for the sail, I think I'll have to spend a bit more time doing it, take the sail down and do it in a controlled environment. The only thing I could think about while stitching this was if only I had a bimini to be in the shade. It was really, really hot. Okay, I've heard a lot about this place and I've heard it's always really, really full and very, very loud, but I didn't expect there to be so many sailing boats. Usually when we come to these places that are so flat and well protected with all winds and stuff. It's full of speedboats and big motorboats. But I think it's about an 80 or even an 85 to 15 ratio of sailboats. So many, and I can see some really nice ones, so let's go and have a look. What are we gonna do right now is get ready for the summer. Good thing and bad thing, before putting all the walls into place, we let all the wires pass all the way forwards, just for this exact reason, or reading lights. But the disadvantage is we're gonna have to remove the bulkheads. Luckily it's just a few screws, and just a few screws. We'll see how that goes, and then put them in. So tonight is gonna be our first night. I don't know what that was, but of freshness, because it's getting quite hot.
The thing is that me with my Brazilian jeans, I am already struggling with this heat, and my in-laws are coming from Scotland, so I think
your in-laws, my mum and Alan, my stepdad, are coming from Scotland.
I think their thermostat's not gonna be adjusted to this heat and they're gonna struggle, so we really need those fans up ASAP.
It's funny because every time I go there in the summer, so we leave our winter here, it is always colder there in the summer than it is when we left here in the winter. Now we've built the boat to be easily dismountable, so not too bad.
Now you leave this to me, because it needs some painting, love.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I can find, instead of always being on.
Same thing in the spare room, which is when you come in down the stairs, go through, first one to the port side. It's being a bit of a struggle getting this out. I don't know how it was put in, but I think, typical boat stuff, we're going to have to work in a very big room, but in a very tight space. So I've got to drill some holes through these, what do you call them, these cross beams here. If you're wondering what insulation we're using, it's PET, which is like the plasticky stuff. It doesn't catch fire or anything. It's very soundproof, and it's, if I remember correctly, it's recycled. So let's get 1, 2 holes drilled in this one and this one, and the rig we've got set up is an impact driver, a 90-degree adapter. The lines aren't straight, and the roof also isn't straight, and the bulkheads are also not straight.
I don't know then.
There.
Doesn't look straight to me.
It is straight.
No, it's not.
Why is it not?
The bottom is to the left.
Like that?
Mm,
Like that?
yeah. Right, Sophia.
All the wires here are connected. We can still put anything here if we want, because now we won't need to remove this bulkhead anymore, and we'll just have to move the little cedar center bit. While I'm working, I'm going to keep it on. epic. The first one is in place in the room that no one is sleeping. So let's actually put one in a room where one of us is going to be sleeping in. Hey, the advantage of a sunny day.
I know it's white on white, but it did change. It's looking nicer and now it's dry and ready to be put back in place.
The main worry was to get the bit painted where the fan is going to go so it can dry fast. So then now we're going to install the fans. Okay, we're going to connect on the other side and we'll be ready for summer. Okay, it should work now. You can point it at the wall so it dries quicker.
Nice.
Whoa. Cool. I have to get the smell out.
Let's say bye to this one.
Aww. That's for whoever's sleeping in the sofa now.
And the cherry on top is this USB-C charger from Scanstrut, so we can actually charge our phones here in the room. We'll see it in a bit, but how nice is that?
Okay, cut and we'll see you when it's ready. That is looking really cool. I mean, it was almost looking really cool because I had the amazing idea of caulking the inside of this wall so I wouldn't hear anyone snoring next door or no one would be hearing my snoring. And I thought, no, I'll make it black because it won't stick out, and it all came out this side, so that is going to be fixed. Once this wall is dry, I'm going to make it look beautiful. And also our idea for this is to have like little shelves to put, I don't know, books, phones, all kinds
But
of
yeah,
cool
I'm not happy with what you did there.
Me neither. I was just caulking on the other side where it's invisible and it just came out. And then I tried to clean it and I made it so much worse. The USB should already be working there, MP. This should go on now. Beautiful. The USB from Scanstrut. This one is a USB type C and A. Put their website down in the description if you're going to have a look. They have loads of different options and we're going to be working with a lot more of their things in the future. Here is a hole we made earlier. Beautiful. Look at that beauty.
I am so thankful for the perfect excuse of having Ben's family coming to visit, so we had to install the fence, because now I also get to make really good use of it. Like seriously, this just changed our lives.
And the chargers.
And the chargers.
Have a look at them. And the Sikaflex has disappeared. All the caulking has now become a very nice batten. Now that we've worked on a lot of the electrics in the forward cabin, the electrics toolbox is out. So let's make the most of it, because this area is also going to be updated and tidied up. But before that, the essential is going to be installed over here, because we are entering summer soon and it is already hot. So let's get this done first and then we'll work on the rest and show you some cool goodies that we're going to add around this area to make sailing a lot more pleasant. And what are we not going to do this time? We are not going to leave this wire hanging for us to do in future. So I'm going to remove this, put the wire away nicely. So this is going to be, for the first time in my entire life or sailboat career, a finished job. What are you laughing at? Note to future self, that wasn't that difficult to do, so don't skip this step. We've got a wire that's not being pinched here, but it is quite hidden. We've got the terminals coming out underneath. Now let's figure out where these go. And turn the fan on, it's hot. It's working. Now I can work on the rest. Now that we have a bit of fresh air, I think we can show you some other cool gadgets, which are going to go right here while I'm at it anyway. Just like in the forward cabins, we are going to put some Scanstrut USB-C plugs over here. Now, I was too desperate to put them in place. I was too excited to wait to film. So we've already got one. You can already see how cool this is compared to the previous ones. Also, USB-C has a lot more potential than USB type A, even though we might, in this transition period, have to use some adapters. But we're going to remove the other one. Super simple. Red and black wire, and also the hole has already been made and the connections are already there. So 2 seconds and you'll see what this looks like. There's one more thing that I can think of right now that I want to install while this is all open, and that is this Scanstrut wireless magnetic phone charger. Why do we have this? I think it's just really good to be able to keep your phone charged while you're navigating, because you might be on navionics and so on. And what's really cool about this one is it's magnetic, so when you're moving around, the phone won't slide. You can even, I think, mount it at an angle or even horizontal if you want to have your phone flat against a wall while you're navigating. Now, it's very simple to install. There's a thread behind which just tightens this onto any thin piece of wood or plywood or fiberglass. Now, we have 2 holes here. Don't ask why. We've just kept this original panel. When we had the boat, all the bilge pump switches, we actually changed them from 12 to 24 volt. We have the windlass switch here, and we have a bunch of other switches that came with it. Now, I'm going to use this hole. I think it was a bow thruster controller, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why, because I've never seen a bow thruster ever mounted on this boat. Very simple. Put that through, tighten the thread on the back. Now, of course, if you're doing this outside, you want to make sure it's properly sealed. In our case, it's under a roof. Maybe in future I'll make a little mount or something so I can look at it instead of having to look over it. This is very good for now. Nice and tight. And same here, all we have is a red and a black wire, which are going to go to our 24 volt panel down here. Okay, if everything has been done correctly, you should be able to grab a phone. Hang on. Okay, just before closing this last test, if I've done everything correctly, this should just charge right now. And there we go. And it's magnet, which is really cool. So you can, like I said, have it up here, for example, if you want to use it as a navigation instrument. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'm very happy. Let's turn this back on. And let's put this down. And what's next, MP?
Now we're ready to go for the next place because my dad is leaving. He's been on the boat for almost a month now because he came earlier to get trained before we left. Then he stayed alone. Then we came back. He stayed with us a little bit more. But now it's time for him to go back to his own life, his own place. We are so thankful for the hand that he gave us. We loved the trip to Annapolis, and it was only possible because he accepted the challenge of staying on the boat by himself, taking care of the boat and the dog. So thank you, Orly, so much. And now it's time to say goodbye. So we're gonna go back to city life, which is not really city, but to the main land, so we can drop him off and he can head back home. So that's what's happening right now. Let's go. Okay, we're loose. Okay, let's go.
We've got wind in the bow right now, but I think once we've reached the corner, we can sail into the anchorage and say bye to your dad.
No.
He's done so much for us. he made sure that when we were in the Annapolis Sailboat Show, we could be relaxed. We were in contact with him the whole time. He was having fun, having barbecues on the beach with his friend Arturo, who came to visit, and Pablo. Really, really nice knowing that he was having fun and not just having to take care of the boat. But he'll be back soon. As much his boat as it is ours, as you might have seen in our first videos building.
Quer levar? Fun fact, I think you're gonna be seeing me wearing a cap for a while because during the swim the other day I managed to acquire the funniest tan line on my forehead from the swimming beanie. So I'm gonna hide it from you guys with my cap. And by the way, if you don't know the Sea People app yet, you really should check it out. If you're in the water on a sailboat, on a motorboat, on a kayak, on anything that makes you be on the water, you definitely should be on that app. It's not only a social place to see where your friends are sailing to or going to, it's also nice for you to keep your log of your adventures, of your speed, of the places you've been, also to do research of places to go because you can see where other people have been. It really is an amazing place. Just check it out, Sea People app. Mwah, we love it. Ever gets any easier because I really feel that every time I say bye it's harder.
And he's a sailor now.
I know, I'm so thankful that he was here and we got to spend this time together. I'm gonna miss him a lot.